Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Right before I take you through the headlines, viewers, I want to get you up to speed where India stands, at least numerically, with its fight against COVID-19. This is what it looks like right now. Our total active positive cases across the country stand at 3,39,820. Till now, we've recorded 1,43,709 deaths. In all, we have seen recoveries to the tune of 94,22,636. This is what it looks like, at least numerically speaking, our fight against COVID-19. Viewers, let me now take you through the headlines. All right, so it's day 20 of the farmer protests in Delhi. The protest continues. Nobody looking to blink, neither the government nor the farmers. But the Prime Minister once again tried to allay farmer fears. At Kutch in Gujarat, Prime Minister met farmers who were in Kutch, addressed their fears. Prime Minister hailed new farm laws and said that his government is ready 24/7 to address farmer concerns. Prime Minister Modi said that reforms in farm laws were a long-standing demand, slamming opposition parties for misleading the farmers. Prime Minister blamed opposition for playing politics over the farmer cause.
मैं अपने किसान भाई बहनों से फिर एक बार कह रहा हूं, बार बार दोहराता हूं कि उनकी हर शंका के समाधान के लिए सरकार 24 घंटे तैयार है। किसानों का हित पहले दिन से हमारी सरकार की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकताओं में से एक रहा है। खेती पर किसानों का खर्च कम हो, उन्हें नए नए विकल्प मिले, उनकी आय बढ़े, किसानों की मुश्किलें कम हो, इसके लिए हमने निरंतर काम किया है। हाल में हुए कृषि सुधारों की मांग बरसों से की जा रही थी। अनेक किसान संगठन भी पहले ही मांग करते थे कि अनाज को कहीं पर भी बेचने का विकल्प दिया जाए। आज जो लोग विपक्ष में बैठकर किसानों को भ्रमित कर रहे हैं, वो भी अपनी सरकार के समय इन कृषि सुधारों के समर्थन में थे, लेकिन अपनी सरकार के रहते वो निर्णय नहीं ले पाए, किसानों को झूठे दिलासे देते रहे। आज जब देश ने यह ऐतिहासिक कदम उठा लिया तो यही लोग किसानों को भ्रमित करने में जुट गए हैं, क्योंकि आजकल दिल्ली के आसपास किसानों को भ्रमित करने की बड़ी साजिश चल रही है। उन्हें डराया जा रहा है कि नए कृषि सुधारों के बाद किसानों की जमीन पर दूसरे कब्जा कर लेंगे। हमारी सरकार के ईमानदार प्रयास और जिसको करीब करीब पूरे देश ने आशीर्वाद दिए हैं, देश के हर कोने के किसानों ने आशीर्वाद दिए हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि किसानों के आशीर्वाद की ये ताकत, देश भर के किसानों के आशीर्वाद की ताकत, जो भ्रम फैलाने वाले लोग हैं, जो राजनीति करने पर तुले हुए लोग हैं, जो किसानों के कंधे पर बंदूकें फोड़ रहे हैं, देश के सारे जागरूक किसान उनको भी परास्त करके रहेंगे।
All right, so this was in Kutch, the Prime Minister trying to allay farmer fears, but in the national capital, the protest, the agitation continues for day 20. The farmer unions today once again got together and addressed the media, and they said that they are not being misled and maybe it is the government that is being misled. Rejecting the Prime Minister's remark on being misled, the farmer leaders said this as per sources, more farmers are expected to join protests in the national capital. To control the situation, the police have placed 7 layers of barricade and even huge water containers. Meanwhile, Centre awaits a response from farm union leaders on their proposal. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari once again raised concerns, saying there are some elements who are trying to misguide farmers, adding the government will convince the farmers and find a way through dialogue.
बेसिकली ये खुद भ्रमित हुए प्रधानमंत्री है। इनको पता होना चाहिए था कि ये जो जंग छिड़ी है पूरे देश के किसानों ने छिड़ी है। ये अब तक इसको हमें ही मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग बता रहे हैं, लेकिन जैसा कि कल पूरे देश में सक्सेस हुआ धरना आंदोलन हुआ, भारत बंद में पूरा देश ये हुआ, अब तक तो इनकी आंखें खुल जानी चाहिए थी।
तो हमारी एक ही बात है, मैं बार बार अभी सरकार जो कहती है कि भाई इसको वापस नहीं लेंगे, मैं ये कहता हूं कि सबसे पहले ये तीनों कानूनों को वापस ले जब किसान बात करने के लिए तैयार होगा। इसकी बात घोषणा सरकार करे कि ये अध्यादेश वापस ले।
हम गांव से यहाँ आ गए या दिल्ली छोड़ के गांव में जा रहे भाई, जब किसान यहाँ बैठे आप यही बात करोगे, गांव में कुछ नहीं होने वाला। आप अलग अलग लोग से बात करके आप क्यों देश को भ्रमित करना चाहते हो? भाई कोई किसान तो बात नहीं कर रहा, वे दूसरे तरह के किसानों को लेकर आते हैं, उनसे बात करवाते हैं, आंदोलन खत्म उन्हीं से करवा लो।
ये तीनों जो कानून है ये किसानों के भले के नाम पर पूंजीपतियों को पोषित करने वाले हैं, पूंजीपतियों को कृषि उपजों के व्यापार पर एकाधिकार देने वाले हैं। तो इसमें तो पैदा करने वाला और खाने वाला दोनों ही लुटते हैं, दोनों ही पिटते हैं। चांदी कटती है केवल बड़े पूंजीपतियों की, बड़े बिचौलियों की।
आज भारतीय किसान यूनियन के सभी राष्ट्रीय और प्रादेशिक पदाधिकारी उत्तर प्रदेश से यहाँ आए हुए हैं और उन्होंने इन तीनों कृषि सुधार बिलों का बहुत ताकत से समर्थन किया है और उन्होंने कहा है कि हम बिलों के साथ हैं, सरकार के साथ हैं। कृषि में ऐसे सुधार बिलों की अपेक्षा लंबे समय से थी, मोदी जी के ये नेतृत्व में पूरी हुई है। कई जगह किसान कुछ भ्रम फैला रहे हैं और इसलिए इन लोगों के मन में भी भ्रम था। जब मैंने विषय को रखा तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम पूरी तरह बिलों का समर्थन यहाँ भी करते हैं और अब जिला स्थान तक जाएंगे और बिलों के बारे में किसानों को बताएंगे, किसी को गुमराह होने की जरूरत नहीं।
All right, let's shift focus to the other big development, a big row, a big controversy that has erupted, and that is coming in from the government scrapping the winter session of the parliament. The government says due to COVID-19, the winter session will not take place. The opposition in all of this says that this is a strategy or a plan by the government to avoid questions, avoid debate, especially over farm laws. Meanwhile, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Prahlad Joshi, had cited COVID-19 as the reason for the cancellation in a letter to Congress leader in Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. The letter was dated 14th December, stated that the government is considering preponing the budget session to January 2021. Earlier, Chaudhary had written a letter to Joshi requesting a session to discuss the contentious farm laws, and now it's an all-out war between the government and the opposition over the winter session, which, mind you viewers, has been cancelled since 1984 for the first time.
As far as this winter is concerned, COVID is more dangerous. So many leaders have given their opinion and advised me that anyhow we have completed very recently in September, end of the September, and you can go for the budget session itself. This is the opposition leaders' suggestion. And government is going to hold full-fledged budget session in January. We have no problem in that.
पार्लियामेंट की कन्वेंशन जो है, कन्वेंशन के मुताबिक सालाना 3 सत्र होते हैं, एक बजट, दूसरा मानसून और तीसरा विंटर, ग्रीष्मकालीन और शीतकालीन। लेकिन ये कोई मजबूरी नहीं है कि तीनों सेशन बुलाना ही चाहिए। इसी के मद्देनजर मैंने ये मांग किया था कि शीतकालीन सत्र बुलाया जाए, क्योंकि काफी सारे मुद्दा देश भर में चर्चित हो रहे हैं, विमर्श हो रहे हैं, और उसमें खासकर हमारे किसान आंदोलन, ये सिर्फ देश में ही नहीं, दुनिया की बहुत सारे देश में ये फैले गए हैं, पक्ष रखते हैं, सवाल करते हैं। मतलब ये मुद्दा बड़े गंभीर मुद्दा बन चुके हैं, किसान की मुद्दा बड़े गंभीर मुद्दा बन चुके हैं।
Government is not prepared, and government says the parliament will be meeting for budget session. This is how Parliament is undermined, Parliament is bypassed. If there would have been winter session, this farmers' demand could have been raised in Parliament and some solution would have emerged. But this government is not interested to respect Parliament and convene the Parliament session.
Year is drawing to a close, and finally Rajinikanth has decided he will enter active politics, launch his party and will fight the elections in Tamil Nadu. But this time the speculation is over the symbol that his party will adopt when it goes into elections. In the latest speculation over the Makkal Sevai Katchi, a new political party which was allotted the auto rickshaw pole symbol by the Election Commission for Tamil Nadu. The party had actually sought the two-finger post called Baba symbol, a mudra popularized by Rajinikanth in his 2002 hit Baba. Also has an extreme significance connecting Rajinikanth to his blockbuster movie Basha. Could this be the symbol for Rajinikanth's party? Statements issued by Rajinikanth Makkal Madaram has asked the party bearers of the party to wait for an official confirmation. Sources from Rajinikanth's team suggest the announcement is expected on 21st January. Plans are underway to seek one more party for registration.
On 3rd December, Rajinikanth from his residence behind us informed that he's going to announce about launching the party on 31st of December, and like on January sometime the party will be launched. That's the actual plan. And currently we have one statement that is from the Election Commission of India over allotting symbols, and interestingly speculations have once again started to fly high about one party called as Makkal Sevai Katchi. We started investigating and we found out that Makkal Sevai Katchi was already, has been called as Anithindiya Makkal Shakti Kalagam for 2 years, and just 3 months back its name was changed into Makkal Sevai Katchi. This party is actually is trying to contest in all 234 constituencies in Tamil Nadu, and the symbol that has been allotted to it is auto rickshaw. Now speculations are once again coming up as information from Rajinikanth's core committee claim that this was already a backup plan, but considering the time constraint, there is a chance that Makkal Sevai Katchi could be the party that Rajinikanth could take over as the General Secretary and actually compete in Tamil Nadu Assembly elections in 2021. But the final decision and confirmation is expected to be provided by Talaivar itself, and the date, even though Rajinikanth claims will be announced on 31st of December, could be 21st of January. With camera person Divyan, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
All right, let's shift focus right now from the state of Tamil Nadu to the state of Karnataka and to the Legislative Council. Abject pandemonium broke out on the floor of the Legislative Council when the Deputy Chairman L. Dharma Gowda was literally pulled down from his seat and the House was adjourned sine die without taking up any business. All this was done as BJP's no confidence motion was pending against the chairman. Pratap Chandra Shetty, BJP and JDS MLCs met the governor requesting him to convene another day of session right away and take up the no confidence motion. Congress, however, said it was illegal for the deputy chairman to take over the chair without him being asked to do so by the chairman himself. They threatened to sit an all-night dharna if a new session is not called. Now, due to the early adjournment, the BSY government couldn't table the contentious anti-cow slaughter bill.
JDS supported Bharatiya Janata Party. They have given open statement. They have given it in writing. Last time itself, we have moved the no confidence motion against the chairman. So now he has now moral right to come and sit in the chair. That's why we requested deputy chairman to come and sit in that chair. But today, what has happened, everybody knows. It's shame in the part of the Congress people and also chairman. So I will I will request Congress leaders, at least now, please realize the reality and ask your chairman to resign immediately.
आज प्रजाप्रभुत्व को तिलांजलि कर दिया विधान परिषद में कांग्रेस लोगों ने। डायरेक्टली ऐसा तरफ गुंडागिरी फर्स्ट टाइम कर्नाटक में चल रहा है। हम सबको बहुत ये देखकर बहुत दुख हो गया है। वो स्पीकर प्रताप चंद्र शेट्टी अच्छा आदमी है, उसको भी एक कलंक आज मिल गया है, ब्लैक मार्क। इसलिए वो भी इमीडिएटली रिजाइन देना है और DK शिव कुमार और सिद्धरामैया कर्नाटक के लोगों के साथ क्षमा मांगना है। ये मेरा डिमांड है।
They have locked the entire council and not allowed the Congress members to enter the house, and the speaker or the council chairman also to enter the council. Yes, sir, we will also approach the governor. We are not sticking to any chair. We will respect the law. Now JDS and BJP have joined hands together to remove our council chairman, which Congress and JDS had earlier given the position. It is left to their party. We don't want to involve in their political issue. But it is very bad in the eyes of the law and the people that this BJP and JDS is acting in this way.
The BJP and the JDS did a total unconstitutional work. When the bell was going on, the deputy chairman sat on the seat of the chairman, and he did not wait for the chairman to come. The government shamelessly wants to carry on the business of the house when it is not in order. The Congress leaders prevented the same. Anybody doing anything now is totally unconstitutional in the house.
Now to our permanent fixture on the show, the deteriorating air quality index of Delhi. Well, after just about a breather for 2 days, we are back in the national capital to deteriorating air quality. The air index, quality index was at 230 recorded in Delhi, which falls in the poor category. The air quality in the NCR region also saw improvement though, while Noida recorded 243, suburbs of Gurgaon had an AQI of 184. Poor, but still relatively better than what it was earlier. All right, let's get you a fact-check segment where we bust certain myths, certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media and WhatsApp platforms. Now, there was a picture circulating, you might have seen it on WhatsApp groups, which said that BJP workers were put in detention center in Assam. Well, not true. These are not BJP supporters, but this was a year-old picture from a detention center in Texas, United States. Nothing to do with Assam, nothing to do with India, nothing to do with BJP supporters. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of 7 at 7, but do stay tuned. Up next is To The Point. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.